Hey, Facebook. We're live, and Instagram looks like we're live as well. Hi, you guys. I hope you are all having a beautiful week. You know, before we get started, I just want to acknowledge the fact that in our house, we've been praying really intentionally all week about California. California's in flames, and there's just been a lot of tragedy. And I know as we approach this time of year, especially when we talk about holidays, we have to just keep perspective and remember how many things we have to be grateful for. So please know we're in California. We're about a couple hours north of the Paradise Fires. And of course, I know down in Southern California, there's a lot of fires. We have a lot of friends that are evacuated. So please know that our prayers are with you and just keep hope. And one thing that I have found helpful just in the midst of tragedy is being able to put my energy and focus into serving. And my coach, Tiffany Peterson, always reminds me that every morning when you wake up, just ask God, who is it that I'm supposed to serve today? Who should I show up for today? So I know that it's hard, and especially if you're in the midst of walking through this really unsettling situation with the fires. But I do believe that when you put your energy and focus into serving somebody else in the midst of your own tragedy, it brings not only hope, but it will also bring healing. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Susan Johnson. I am a nutritional therapy practitioner. I'm also the founder of the Kick Cancer Movement, and I'm a presidential diamond with doTERRA Essential Oils. And as you all know, most of you join me each week, and thank you for that, but I use these spaces on Facebook and on Instagram to just continue to educate and empower you to live your healthiest life. So today we're going to talk about holidays. And I know that there are many people who don't appreciate and enjoy the holidays as much as I do. But for those of you who do, and maybe it's not your favorite time of year, but you desire to stay healthy and happy during the holidays, right? So I encourage you to share this, because I think from my blog post that I posted at the beginning of this week has had a lot of shares. I think this is going to be really impactful and helpful for not just you, but for your friends and family and your loved ones as well. So I encourage you to share this video. And of course, read the blog post that I linked in the title to the video on Facebook, Instagram. You'll see it on the IGTV later this morning once this is uploaded. So what are things that you can do to stay healthy and of course happy during the holiday season? How many of you have had a situation where you're supposed to travel? You can see actually in the background here, both on Instagram and Facebook, my suitcase. We're going to be traveling for quite a bit of time actually. And so this time of year, there's a lot of travel involved. There's a lot of reunions. There's a lot of time to get together with family and friends. And one of the worst things that can happen is somebody getting sick and missing out on that. And I share a couple stories in my blog post about circumstances that happened to us that really kind of wrecked our holiday. And in order to preserve the joy and preserve your health during the season, I did share 6 tips on how to stay healthy. But one of those 6 tips is what I want to talk about today. And this is going to be brief, but I think it is incredibly important. Keeping perspective. I mentioned that in the beginning of this video. And I think, again, in light of what's happening and the tragedy that we're seeing not just happen in California, but the tragedies that are happening around the world, let's keep perspective of how short this life is. And let's do our best to choose joy during the season when it could be hard. For us, this holiday is going to be a little bit challenging. I didn't think I was going to get emotional, but here we go for all of the world to see. My mentor, second mom, somebody that has taught me everything I know, is not doing well, and her body's riddled with cancer, and she's very unlikely to see 2019. And I ask you to think about this time last year. Things were different for her. She was healthy, she was full of life, and she was so happy. How much can change in a year? And if you could number your days, if you knew how many more days you had left on this earth, how much more intentional would you be about offering forgiveness and offering love and bringing joy to people on a daily basis? We don't know how much longer we have on this earth, right? It's such a short, just brief moment in time that we're here on this earth. But keep perspective. It's so easy to get anxious. It's so easy to get frustrated. It's so easy to be upset at family members and friends, and whether it's old baggage or new circumstances. But I ask you to let that go. Don't let that sit in your head and sit in your heart and let you get hardened. If you have perspective and you remember the people who are fighting for their life right now, they just lost their house. How much more joy would you be able to have if you keep that in mind? So keep perspective, and when we do, we can easily and freely offer forgiveness, and we can easily and freely offer love, joy, and just show up. Show up generously. And I don't mean generously just in money. I mean generously in forgiveness, generously in love. And I know that we're walking through challenges right now. That means most of you are as well. So as we go into this holiday, more than anything, keep perspective. What if you don't have Christmas next year? What if the loved ones that you're around, even though they may be the ones that are the hardest to be around, what if they're not here next year? How would that change your perspective and how you show up generously this year during the holidays? So I hope that gives you hope. And I'm praying for all of you, if you're walking through a situation this holiday season that's going to bring up emotions, it's going to be sad. I challenge you and I encourage you to know that just giving generously, and I'll be praying for you. I ask that you pray for the families involved in the fires. Ask for you to pray, if you're willing, for our dear family friend. And just know that people need you. People need you to show up. People need you to give generously. So thank you guys. I encourage you to read my blog post. You're going to find 5 other tips on how to stay healthy during this holiday season. And I will see you next week, the day before Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness, but before I forget, I have a gift for you. I have a gift for each and every one of you. So Instagram, you can find it by going to susanjohnson.com/blog. Click on the most recent blog post, 6 ways to stay healthy this holiday season. Scroll to the bottom and you're going to find my free holiday meal plan. It's grain-free, dairy-free, refined sugar-free. It's delicious. It's what we made our holiday meal off of last year, and we're going to be using a lot of the same recipes this year. So it's a gift to you. It's free, and it's another way that I can help empower you to stay healthy this holiday season, because this meal is going to be nutrient-rich and devoid of any of the yucky stuff that can wreak havoc on your body. So for Facebook, you can click the link in my profile and scroll to the bottom of the post. You're going to find my holiday meal plan. It's a gift to you from me, and I'll see you guys next week, right before Thanksgiving. Have a beautiful week.